In thermal engineering 1, we have discussed about, in first unit, we have discussed about air standard cycle. In second unit, we have discussed about air compressor. In third unit, we have discussed about internal combustion engines and how combustion takes place in IC engines. In fourth unit, we have discussed about performance of internal combustion engines and subsystems of internal combustion engine. And last unit is all about external combustion engine, that is gas turbine. So gas turbine is one example for external combustion engine. In earlier days, the gas turbines were utilized in power plants. In power plants, it is utilized. It is at the beginning, it is proposed as a replacement for an IC engines. So later, it is utilized for power plants. After some period of time, it is started to used in aircrafts. The reason is earlier IC engine is utilized in an aircrafts. At a higher altitude, oxygen concentration is lesser. Oxygen concentration is lesser means we can't able to burn more quantity of fuel. If you are not able to burn more quantity of fuel, power output will not be there. So ultimately, we want to propel the aircraft in a forward direction. So for that reason, to overcome this difficulty, first they have tried turbocharging along with IC engine, then supercharging along with an IC engine. After turbocharging and supercharging in IC engine, even though we are giving turbocharging and supercharging, it is not giving satisfactory performance in aircrafts. So later they have replaced aircrafts with IC gas turbines. In aircrafts, they have replaced IC engines with gas turbines. So gas turbines gave satisfactory performance compared to IC engines in aircrafts. So nowadays, gas turbines were used in aircrafts. So it is proposed by George Brayton at 1870. So let us discuss what is the ideal cycle for gas turbine. In first unit itself, we have discussed the Brayton cycle. We will recollect that again, and we will discuss about modifications of Brayton cycle. So before getting into the Brayton cycle, we have gas turbine. Two types of gas turbine. First one is open cycle, another one is closed cycle gas turbine. In case of open cycle gas turbine, you will have basic components in gas turbines where compressor, combustion chamber and turbine. In compressor, we are compressing air from lower pressure to higher pressure. That compressor might be a reciprocating compressor or rotary compressor, that depends on given gas turbine. Again, turbine, that might be a impulse turbine or reaction turbine, that depends on given system. Here combustion chamber is fixed volume combustion chamber. Volume will not change in a combustion chamber. In case of IC engine, piston is moving from TDC to BDC. So volume inside a combustion chamber is not constant. It keeps on varying throughout the cycle. But in case of gas turbine, it is a fixed volume in a combustion chamber. It is not going to change. There is no moving part in a combustion chamber. Here it is an good example for an external combustion engine. Here combustion will take place in a combustion chamber. That hot gases will enter into the turbine. Then turbine blades will getting impacted by these hot gases that is coming out of combustion chamber. Then blades will rotate. Blades are fixed on the rotor. Rotor will rotate and it is producing some mechanical work as an output. That mechanical work is utilized for propelling the vehicle in a forward direction. So if it is a open cycle, each and every cycle it will take fresh atmospheric air into the compressor. That is the open cycle gas turbine. In case of closed cycle gas turbine, you will not have a real combustion process. You will have a nearer to combustion chamber, you will have one high temperature body. nearer to here condenser that is placed between turbine and compressor, that is placed between here. Here you will have high temperature body, here you will have low temperature body. So high temperature, instead of burning fuel, air and fuel mixture inside this combustion chamber, we will transfer heat to the air that is coming out of the compressor. After it is gaining heat from the high temperature body, the hot gases will enter into the turbine. Then turbine outlet is supplied to the condenser. Condenser is also one example for heat exchanger. Then once it is brought back to the lower temperature, the same working substance is again and again recirculated inside a system. That's why it is termed as a closed system. Closed cycle gas turbine. We know from our basics in thermodynamics, closed system means only energy transfer, no mass transfer. Here all the systems were interconnected with each other, so no mass transfer, only energy transfer, that is heat energy is transferred from one place to another place. That's why it is termed as a closed cycle gas turbine. Whether it is a closed cycle gas turbine or a open cycle gas turbine, both will works based on Brayton cycle. Brayton cycle is ideal cycle for an gas turbine system. So here you will have some basic processes. Compression in compressor is isentropic compression or reversible adiabatic compression. Then combustion in combustion chamber is constant pressure combustion. That's why it is constant pressure heat addition. Again, expansion in a turbine is isentropic expansion or reversible adiabatic expansion. Then last one is constant pressure heat rejection. In the atmosphere, pressure is almost constant. That's why it is termed as a constant pressure heat rejection. Why we are assuming constant pressure heat addition means the area is larger in a combustion chamber, plus the volume is always fixed. So if the area is larger and volume is also fixed, means we can easily maintain constant pressure. That's why it is termed as constant pressure heat addition. So only air is coming out of the compressor. We will have separate fuel supply system that will supply fuel into the combustion chamber. Then air and fuel will mixes together, and that is producing combustion. So you will have hot gases that is coming out of the combustion chamber, that is expanding in the turbine. So here if you look at the Brayton cycle in PV and TS coordinates, it looks somewhat like this. Okay, Brayton cycle is otherwise termed as a Joule cycle. Here in 2 to 3 pressure is constant, in 1 to 4 also pressure is constant. During isentropic process entropy is constant, that's why here 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 is vertical line in TS diagram. So next one, so here each and every component, if you take compressor, that is an open system. If you take combustion chamber, that is also an open system. If you take turbine, that is also open system. If you take condenser, that is also open system. So if you take each and every system individual, each and every component individually in a Brayton cycle, everything is an open system. But all the open systems were combined together to form a closed cycle gas turbine. So we are going to analyze each and every component based on steady flow energy equation. So steady flow energy equation is applicable for an open system. So we can apply steady flow energy equation for each and every component. So we know steady flow energy equation. We are going to neglect change in kinetic energy and change in potential energy. We will consider those changes are very smaller in each and every device. So If it is a heat interacting device, that is equal to change in enthalpy. If it is a work interaction device, work output equal to change in enthalpy. Again, why here they have used change in enthalpy equal to Cp into T means here working substance is air. So air is an ideal gas. At a lower pressure and higher temperature, air behaves like an ideal gas. During suction, it is at a lower pressure. During combustion, it is at a combustion and expansion, it is at a higher pressure. So during suction and in a condenser, it is at a lower pressure. So it behaves like an ideal gas. During combustion and expansion, it is at a higher temperature. So it behaves like an ideal gas. That's why they have utilized H equal to CPT expression for an air. Okay, so heat is supplied in a combustion chamber. So here we have devices. Heat is added in process 2 to 3. That's why H3 minus H2. H3 minus H2. Again heat is rejected between state 4 and state 1. That's why H4 minus H1. Cp into T4 minus T1. Again if it is a work input and work output means here compressed gas is compressed from state 1 to state 2. So compressor work equal to H2 minus H1, because at the output you will have a higher pressure compared to pressure at the inlet. So enthalpy is nothing but U plus PV. So pressure increases means automatically enthalpy will increase. So H2 minus H1 or Cp into T2 minus T1. So this is how we will find work for each and every device. So we know from our basic efficiency is nothing but network output by heat supply. So network output can be written as heat supplied minus heat rejected. So 1 minus Qin by Q naught. You can see if you are simplifying this equation based on thermodynamic relations, you will get Brayton cycle efficiency equal to 1 minus 1 by Rp whole power gamma minus 1 by gamma. Here Rp is nothing but pressure ratio. For solving the problem easily, we will take pressure ratio as equal, while compression ratio is equal to, in case of Brayton cycle, compression ratio will be equal to expansion ratio. So Rp is nothing but P2 by P1. We know from PV diagram. From PV diagram, P2 equal to P3, P1 is equal to P4. So Rp is nothing but pressure ratio P2 by P1. So in place of P2 we can replace P3, in place of P1 we can replace P4. So we can modify that equation based on the data given in the problem. So if you look at this expression, efficiency of Brayton cycle is strongly relies on pressure ratio. If the pressure ratio is increasing, efficiency of Brayton cycle also increasing. That's why in some arrangements they will go for a multi-stage compressor. That we will discuss in the upcoming sections. So in this curve, if you keep on increasing the pressure ratio, the efficiency of Brayton cycle is keep on increasing. After it is reaching maximum value, again the curve starts to flatten. Even though you are increasing the pressure ratio, the efficiency of Brayton cycle will not increase. It will tend to reach maximum value after certain period of time. Okay, so this is in this curve. Here you will have some shaded portion. If you are operating the Brayton gas turbine in this pressure range, you can get higher pressure, higher efficiency of Brayton cycle. This is most efficient area. So this is most efficient area. So if you are operating gas turbine from pressure ratio 5 to 20, you will get a higher efficiency from gas turbine. So started from 35, around 35 to it can go up to maximum 60%. Okay, so that is the importance of this graph. So again, this is indicating what is the effect of pressure ratio, what is the effect of increasing pressure ratio on efficiency. Then back work ratio means the ratio between compressor work to turbine work, that is termed as back work. Compressor needs some quantity of work as an input. That work input is taken from turbine work output. That is one main disadvantage in gas turbine. Around 60% of the work produced by the turbine is utilized to run only compressor. So compressor is need some quantity of work as an input. That work is taken from the turbine. So 60% of the work is utilized only to drive the compressor. Remaining 30%, remaining 40% is only utilized to propel the vehicle in a forward direction. So there is one limitation in gas turbine. Back work ratio means the ratio between compressor work to turbine work. So we have discussed ideal cycle for gas turbine, that is Brayton cycle. Here we have two components, compressor and turbine. We have neglected friction between gases and compressor blades, gases and turbine blades, and some other losses, compression losses and expansion losses. So always the actual process will deviate from ideal process. The ratio between actual enthalpy drop and ideal enthalpy drop, that will give compressor efficiency and turbine efficiency. Only one thing you should notice is, in case of compressor, actual work will be higher than ideal work, because from our basic, if you are considering reversible process, means with the minimum work you can get maximum power output in case of ideal process. So in ideal cycle we have considered everything reversible process, no losses and all. In actual cases we will have some losses, frictional losses will be there. There will be a friction between gases and turbine blades, as well as in between different layers of the gases itself. So because of those losses, in actual case compressor need more quantity of work as an input for the same pressure rise compared to work input needed in an ideal case. That's why for a compressor, actual work will be higher compared to ideal work. That's why efficiency of compressor will be ideal work by actual work. In case of turbine, it is reverse. Ideal work will be higher compared to actual work, because we will consider some approximations, no losses and all. Because of that reason, ideal work will be higher compared to actual work. So that's why for turbine, actual work will be in numerator, denominator you will have ideal work. So gas turbine Brayton cycle efficiency can be improved by any one of these three methods, or combination of any two or three methods. First method is we can go for a regenerator to preheat air that is entering into the combustion chamber. So Brayton cycle with regeneration, or reheating the air between, that is moving from one stage of turbine to another stage of turbine. Next one is intercooling. Intercooling is placed between two different stages of a compressor. If you are doing any one of these three methods, or combination of these three methods, we can easily improve the efficiency of an Brayton cycle. In the upcoming classes, we will discuss how regenerator system works, how reheating system works, everything in detail in an upcoming sections.